So on Fox News,
stupid
a
word.
woman was
Yeah.
on Fox News. She's making a game that changes depending on how stressed out you are. It gets harder and
Oh,
scarier.
that one.
Yeah, never mind. Haven't played it yet, but I'm quite impressed. She's also a visual artist. She does the environmental designs, a lot of the character designs, really creepy stuff. Vagina, penis monsters, zombie babies, mouths that are doors, that are clowns, that sort of thing. She's done a fine job, Aaron Reynolds. And another one of those artists, not unsimilar to Mariel Cartwright, who does the animation on Skullgirls, like draws the creepiest stuff, but you talk to her, just the most pleasant, well put together, nice person. Anyway, she's on Fox News, and she's like, so I'm making a game where it actually reacts to your biofeedback, and you have to teach yourself in order to get through the game. You have to teach yourself in order to stay calm as you play it, so you can learn skills that you could pass on to regular life about how to self-soothe, how to deal with anxiety. And the guy just goes, oh, come on! Come on, Aaron! You're trying to tell me, oh, yeah, right! Yeah, right! Just like so mean.
Why?
And I said, notice that, because he thought that she was saying that her game was going to be good for people, but it's actually bad for people. He's like, you're saying your horror game is going to help people to feel better. Oh, I see. Very productive. Just like condescending and mean-spirited and mocking. And then she was like, uh-huh. And then he went, uh-huh. Uh-huh.
He sounds like we should have him on the Dismal Jesters.
We probably should. You'd get along with him well. You could outdo him at his own game, probably. So
and then do him out.
So I noticed he was being a jerk, and I said, "This guy is a jerk." And then I got a personal email. I got all these tweets. I got all these comments saying like, "Oh, how dare you say he was being a jerk? He's usually worse than that. That's just what he does. You should like it." He was very polite to her in his own way, and I was shocked. That's
how many times did the term white knight come up in the discussion?
In that discussion, I don't know, because I didn't actually look at those comments. People just told me about them. But in the post I did afterwards saying that she was going to be on the show, the first one was white knighting much or something like that. Just immediately upset that I noticed.
If you use that term without a shred of irony, you are a dickhead. Like a stupid dickhead. Like, there's no getting around that. You're an intellectual coward who cannot back up or criticize correctly, and you're a stupid dickhead.
Yeah, I'm yet to see that term do anything but weakly attempt to invalidate someone who just said something about.
Yeah, and all it does is communicate the fact that you're a chimp flinging shit at the walls and shouldn't be listened to in any situation. In fact, even if a building was on fire and you said the building is on fire, everyone should stay in there and burn. That's how little credibility you should have. You should be responsible for the deaths of families in a fire.
Wow. They might be.
There's a good logic to that, though.
They might call firemen white knights.
Right, white knights. Right?
White knights, as opposed to black knights.
I was trying live streaming the other day.
Oh, yeah?
And a discussion of this came up. Right? On one side, you've got people calling others, like, man babies and bigots and sexists and misogynists and all this stuff. All bad stuff, right?
Sure.
On the other side, you've got people calling the other people white knights and social justice warriors.
Uh-huh.
They're not insults. Knights and warriors. They sound badass. If I had to choose, right, between a faction, like if I was in, like, J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, right?
Yes.
Say
sure.
I'm,
Dumbledore.
Chungusman.
Chungusman
the Chungnificent, right?
It's great.
And I'm there with my wizened staff and my sword of the ages, right? And I look at my men and go, "Men of Chungastor, join me in battle. We will align with the man babies as they fight the white knights and the justice warriors." I don't expect anyone to follow me into that fight. I expect one little hobbit at the back to be all, "I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to fuck off and join the warriors and the knights. They sound way fucking better." You know?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
People.
it's
Hmm?
one side in that fight needs better PR. And it's not
Well,
me even saying that, it's J.R.R. Tolkien, if you want to get mad at someone.
what could you say? What is a? Let's try to do it. Let's try to help them. What are some derogatory terms you could use for people who are trying to stick up for someone or trying to just point out something that was unjust or bad? What's a bad word for those people?
Um, poo.
Poo,
Face.
poo fights.
Poo face.
Poo. Pud face. But that's
Well,
not
we could do
very.
it the other way around as well, though.
Uh-huh.
Like it really should be like I would pay to watch a fight between the White Knights and the Black Knights, the social justice warriors and the social injustice warriors,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have pointed out to many people
the
who've called
street
me
sharks,
versus. Oh,
White Knights versus the street sharks.
that's what we start calling misogynist and sexist and racist and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, we call them the biker mice from Mars.
They would really take to that. I'm
They'd
sure they
probably
relate with the
enjoy it
street
more.
sharks.
But
Yeah, they would love it.
I'm just saying, I don't want to be PR for either side.
Right. Fair
But one of
enough.
them's in severe need because I don't want to watch. This is for my own entertainment. When this becomes a war, like a physical war, that's it. That's going to be like the Terminator situation. Is both of them will start building Terminator robots, and
Really?
they will shoot at each other. And when I'm at home watching that sort of nightmarish, ghoulish, cybernetic apocalypse on television, I don't want to be watching it with one side referred to as man babies.
Right. You want
That's
one
not
side to be the
entertaining.
warriors
That's
versus
you
the
know
assassins, maybe
the
character assassins.
yeah the Blade Runners.
That that's again the social justice warrior, white knight. It kind of describes what they actually do. Street sharks. It sounds great, but it has nothing to do with being sexist or racist or wanting people to be less
All right, the
sensitive.
sexist street sharks, the street sexists.
Street sexists.
Yeah,
Not someone you'd want to ally yourself with necessarily. You don't think character assassin or um, you know battle for the fittest. A lot of them have this attitude that like the weak complain because they are weak and they deserve to get trampled on and insulted.
He-Man and the racists of the universe.
Well, I guess the thing that I think is kind of interesting about the whole prospect of calling everybody who presents these kinds of points of view as white knights is that eventually you're going to call so many people that, and there's going to be so few people in your collective of sort of social injustice crusaders that you'll be completely outnumbered
Yeah,
Mm,
and marginalized
good.
out of existence.
That is true.
The way you should be.
Yeah,
So
pretty
keep it
much.
up, guys. You know?
Yeah, go for it. I don't. People are weird.
they are.
Like my
Some-
show Jimquisition gets accused of being a radical feminist show, when I'm a pretty centrist guy, and I kind of like I prize sort of logic and rationality, as a lot of people on that side claim to do. And if something like my show, which is generally very laid back and about as watered down as you can get, by my own admission, by deliberate design, because I want to present ideas from one side of the fence to the other in a way that won't terrify them. If something that watered down can be considered extremist and radical by the what we're calling them, the social injustice crusaders, I think it says a lot about their own sort of deep-seated extremism. But what can you do?